Welcome back to the channel. I'm Nicholas Clark, co-owner and designer of World and Vision. And hey, this one right here is about to be super special because we all the way in Florida right now. It's Fort Lauderdale to be exact, all right? And if you don't already notice, we in a Humble Religion flagship store, all right? So my boy Mo is about to give y'all some game, all right? He's about to talk with y'all, and Marlon is about to talk with y'all about what it's like to open up a store, what it's like to start selling your product when you first getting started. Hey, I'm just gonna let y'all watch the video, all right? So let's get into it.
All right, Nick just told y'all we just had an intense conversation with my boy Mo with Humble Religion, and we here right now at the store. I know a lot of you guys is dreaming to have y'all own store, and we gonna give y'all everything y'all need, so let's go ahead on and check it out. All right, how y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Marlon Watts, co-owner and CEO of World and Vision, and we back on the Activate Your Vision podcast. Before we actually get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, run us up. 60K subscribers are on the way, and we got another surprise. We are giving another lucky subscriber 100 free t-shirts as soon as we get to 60K. So please hit that subscribe button and get us there as fast as possible, all right? But we on the channel today. Mo isn't new to the channel, but Mo runs a brand called Humble Religion, and we'll let him tell y'all a little bit about his brand.
What's going on, everybody? My name Mo. I'm the owner of Humble Religion, based in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I started this brand with a couple $100s, 25 shirts, and I built my way up to the one I'm at now.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, well, we about to have an exclusive game fund right now, because sure. I think that a lot of people, your brand has become well known in Fort Lauderdale, and with us being in Louisiana, our brand became known in New Orleans along with Ruston. So I think a lot of people that watch these videos expect that their brand is just supposed to blow up immediately, or if they have that one viral post, it's supposed to be like worldwide. But what we teach is that, you know, you can actually start where you at. You may need to be the biggest in your city
first,
or your town, county, wherever you may be first, and use that to actually propel your brand into other areas.
So like that could be like your base, where you from. That's like your spinal cord. You kind of like, you real deal need the base, you know what I'm saying? That's like a foundation. You can't do nothing without a foundation.
So what was it like just for you building your foundation in, I would say, a major city, as far as like Fort Lauderdale being right here, West Palm, Miami, like having, you know, all of these people and a lot of competition, I would say. Right. Like, how was it actually, you know, building that base?
It was tough. It was a lot of grind, because you got to think, I'm in South Florida, it's a lot to do here, so people really don't care about what you're doing because there's so much other things going on. So it was tough. You just got to keep putting in that work, staying consistent, and just drilling it into people's face, for real.
But what were like some of those tactics that you did, like when first starting off, like that you would give advice to somebody that's like, okay, I just got my first drop in, and I'm ready to start doing pop-up shops, or I'm ready to start taking over in my local city. What tactics should they be trying to actually do that?
Just really connecting with everybody in your city that's who popping, or who popular kid at school, local rappers, just kind of like big name people, you know what I'm saying, in your city. Try to connect with them as best as possible, or people that's in the entourage.
And what's some of those big names that you have wearing the brand? And like share a time when, like, how do you actually get them with the product if you don't know them? Like, what are those ways that, you know, you able to like get them with the product on, get those pictures that you have? Because you have so many, you know, celebrities and people that's doing big things wearing the merchandise, but right. I know it may not be where you know them every time. So like, right. what's it like getting product on influencers?
So basically what I do personally is I attack people that's in the entourage or close people. So like I build a relationship with them. So I keep my face clean with the people that's in the entourage or on the team, and then eventually I work my way into the big fish. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's how you just got to keep your face clean with the people that's in the entourage. So that's kind of like how I do it. I build face and
that's similar to us too, because like we were out here, networking. We just came from the Rap Snacks event, and just being able to be in that environment and be around other people, like-minded people, and being able to see Moneybagg Yo, Meek Mills walk through, and having that accessibility to actually maybe speak to them, maybe get a picture, maybe get them with some product on. Like, it's really putting yourself in that position to make that happen. So a lot of people,
putting yourself in the rooms is real powerful.
Yeah, and a lot of people feel like, it's just supposed to happen. You know what I mean? But like, we met Rap Snacks literally from, it was these guys called Jiggarobics. They was actually on Shark Tank. And we got invited to a Boss Up Festival, and, just to be a vendor at the Boss Up Festival, which Rap Snacks actually put on. And so Jiggarobics had came down to the headquarters just to interview us to get content for the Boss Up Festival. So we actually formed that relationship with them first, and they was already working with Rap Snacks. And so once we went down to Houston and did the event, they ended up giving us like Business of the Year for the Boss Up Festival, and then we ended up really connecting and meeting with the people like Miss Bridget and Miss Christian that's actually part of the marketing team with Rap Snacks. And so really developing that relationship with them, we saw that our brands were similar, that they were big with enterprise and trying to encourage people through business to learn financial literacy and stuff like that. And that was what we was doing with this podcast, by giving out game and showing people that it's actually possible to do these type of things. And like that just came together. And so like we started to just meet every week, like once a week, and brainstorm ideas. We actually came and said we wanted to do a give back, and we did the give back in New Orleans, where we gave over 200 jackets and was giving out free Rap Snacks chips and juices. So like literally just that collaboration, off that one piece, we did something, and then we got invited out here to Miami to come to the CEO birthday party. Where now we didn't even talk to the CEO until we got to the party. We worked with his team, his marketing team, on a project, and then just so happened, he got word of it, he saw it, and we got invited to the party. So now that we get invited to the party, they put us on the panel. They then connected us with, celebrities, what I mean? And now you just a part of that environment. So shout out to Rap Snacks. I'm going to say that for sure.
Shout out to Rap Snacks.
Shout out to Rap Snacks. Yeah, and that's just crazy, bro. Like literally, like from an invite to an event to literally connecting, to starting to meet, to work together, to now, coming and meeting the CEO, and now being connected with all the influencers that they're connected with. That's literally what we're just talking about. How like you may think that something may be so small as an invitation to an event, but it can actually turn out to be something so large and so big and so impactful for your brand. And so like I think that we definitely got to get that across to the people that's watching. Like, don't pass up on the little opportunities, because those little opportunities actually grow into bigger opportunities. Like a lot of people seen us do pop-up shops. And we always did this pop-up shop. It was called Lot 1701. And like it was pretty nice. It was like a not a container style, but just like a small little somewhere you could like deck it out.
I've been there before in New Orleans.
Yeah, like you could deck it out, so people would have events there, and people would come. And just so happen, we started to do the Essence Fest stuff. And when we was doing Essence Fest, I would say our brand was growing at that time, and then people would come and be like, I remember y'all from Lot 1701. You know what I mean? And even those connections that we made at Lot 1701 put us in different places. As in, like, the guy who was managing the Lot 1701, he was helping manage Essence Fest. So he was the one who was escorting all the celebrities everywhere. So when we got the Essence Fest, and we was a part of Essence Fest this year with speaking on a few panels, he was like, oh, now they got the security rolling us around, getting us everywhere we got to go. But we had met him years ago doing a pop-up shop. You see what I'm saying? So that's just so crazy. How like just that one relationship that you could keep building.
That's kind of like how I was, in a sense, well, still is. I connected with a driver who drive a lot of the celebrities or whatever. I built that relationship with him for a couple of years now. And he'll hit me up when he got different celebrities. Yo, Mo, I got such and such. If you want to give him some stuff, Like, just let me know. We can meet up at such and such time. But just like keeping my face clean with him, just like you say, those small connections. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's why you gotta always speak to the janitor, to the head man. You know what I'm saying? Keep those relationships.
So I have a question, because I mean, did you ever get into like the pop-up shop scene, or did you directly go straight to just opening up your store?
I did 2 pop-up shops with my boy Kendrick in Miami. They did real good down there.
And then from there you knew?
Yeah, from there I kind of like knew and just like kind of just figured it out. I just kept leveling up. So this year I told myself I'm gonna get back to ground level and get tables at different cities and do expand the brand like that.
I understand.
Yeah.
Because that's a way that we definitely expand the brand. I was just doing those pop-up shops, and we were doing the kiosk locations, which we just thought put us in position to get those sales. So like, you know, they literally got just people walking by looking to buy stuff in the mall.
Right.
So your product is like being put in a position to actually make that sale on a consistent basis.
It's visible.
Yep.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, you know, the kiosk isn't as sexy as, you know, having this store, being able to create this experience. So what has that process been like when building this store and putting it together?
Building the store was stressful, you know what I'm saying? But the outcome was way better, you know what I'm saying? But definitely like having a store location where you can put your products, you know what I'm saying, in people's faces and have it real accessible to the people. It's a lot, and you could dress up your store any way you want it, you know what I'm saying? And like you say, it give people the experience to come in and see what Humble Religion really is about, you know, the customer service, just things like that, just the real deal, like be able to feel the brand and feel like my presence when I'm here, you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
it's kind of, it's a good thing for real.
Yeah, I just want to say this word. I don't know if it's going to, the ambiance, that just sounds cool or whatnot. The ambiance here.
Ambiance, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know what that means, but it sounds like it's supposed to be said in this segment.
Ambiance.
But it's just you know, crazy because like, you know, having a kiosk, we aren't able to create that experience. Like, you know, I can't have an event at the mall. At my kiosk.
Right.
So like, what other things are you able to utilize the store for than just making sales?
Oh, so like I incorporate a couple like events here. So we did one of my boys, Greatness. He got an event called Sesh with Greatness. So he'll bring the event through. Sometimes it's like, you know, some people do poetry, some people rap, some people sing. They just show off their talent. It's basically like what's one of those things when people start rapping and stuff.
Poetry or open karaoke?
Kind of like an open mic.
Okay.
But he handpicked the people. So it was dope. It was like,
all go down in here?
so we'll just have the store open and he'll utilize the space. So he'll have the live band out here, and it just be a crowd of people.
Wow.
So it's like, the first time we did it was like 100 some people. Then the next time it was like over 300 people here, like outside the store. It was crazy.
Dang.
So we keep the store open so people can shop. You know, come in here, you hear the music in here, you go outside, you hear the live band, you hear, you know, the people doing their poetry and stuff like that too. And I was just planning on doing a lot more events this year.
I understand.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like shy away from that collaborative process. So like, what have you seen as the benefit of just collaborating with, and that sounds like that's not even another brand, but just an actual person with your brand. Like, tell us about the collaboration of that.
So it benefit both ways. Like you get a lot of people to see the product, of course. Like, you know, you got some people who come here and they just like, I never been here, I never knew what a store was, or you know what I'm saying, things like that. So you getting new faces to the brand. Obviously you can make sales. Yeah, bro, it's good. I advise people to do it. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. And like, with the store, what is like the biggest, I would say, management part of what's been the difficulties of the store that you had to overcome? Because having a kiosk for us, you know, it was really just not being able to put enough merchandise in that actual kiosk.
Right.
So you're limited to the amount that you're gonna make because you're gonna make what you actually got at the kiosk.
So you probably can only have 10 shirts of this, 10 of this, whatever can fit.
Whatever could fit.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, it's something where you're able to make those sales day in and day out, but creating that, you know, culture around and experience around. But the main thing that it's a couple of issues that we had to overcome was not being able to put as much stuff in there, like getting the merchandise there. So like before, it was a time where like we'll drive the merchandise down from Ruston, which is 5 hours away, to New Orleans to stock up the kiosks. But that just became like, you know, a bit of a hassle. Yeah. So we figured out a way to get it shipped. First time packages either we put the wrong address or they just didn't arrive. I don't know, but we shipped the whole box of merch down there and it just never showed up. And so what we did was we think it was the address. I'm gonna just say it was the address, but we put on there that it was going to I don't think we had exactly where it was going. It was just to the mall, but not. I feel like our name was on there. I don't know really what happened with that. We might have to look at that UPS. We might have to come look at
UPS.
UPS. But all in all, they did very good after that. Literally, we would just do it ground, so the merchandise would get that next day. So like we didn't have it was like, dang, the merchandise get that next day. Why we even need to drive? So then the issue became like, what happened with the stuff that's left? Now they got to ship that back. That, you know, if we want to restock it with the new stuff. So then we realized that we just was going to get a storage unit there so we can just ship the stuff directly to the storage unit. And then whoever, you know, is manning that kiosk, they can just go get the stuff from the storage unit.
Yeah. Oh, that's smart.
That was our way that we had planned to scale that up. Yeah. Now that we had figured out how to ship the merchandise to the kiosks without us actually having to drive it. Right. But COVID happened and then we shut the kiosks down and kind of converted directly to consumer and all of it was direct to consumer, but 100% online at that time. And like we was in the midst of COVID, like packaging it up, shipping it out. And I would say at that moment, we didn't see the benefits of getting back with the kiosks or getting the store. But we do realize like having that, you know, flagship, having that place that you could call your own, or having that place where you could, you know, present your product in a ambiance way, ambiance luxurious way. It's just cool. It's cool, and it makes that brand last and keep going. Like Louis Vuitton, you could buy Louis Vuitton online, or you could go buy in the store. Multiple stores everywhere. So growing your brand, you're gonna have to be, you know, versatile. You may start off in one way, but that may not be the only way that you only do it. It's just like, you're pretty sure you do online sales right too. Right. But even though it may be, your store may be cranking it out, but you're using the data that you're getting from the store now to convert those people online, because when people leave Fort Lauderdale with your merch and go to Atlanta, go to LA, go to New Orleans with it, people down there want to purchase. And so once they get your website, now you're growing your e-commerce, but it all started with that sale that was made in the store.
Yeah, right here. And that's so crazy because it happened because I got finger licking right next to me, so it's a lot of tourists come there to eat because of the name of it, and they'll stop in the store, people from Boston, just wherever, and they'll buy a shirt too, buy a hat, whatever, and they take it back to their city. And more people, you know what I'm saying? So having a flagship store location, it make people feel a part of the brand. Like and just, they feel like they one of the owners.
And just to be transparent with them, because like for us, we was cranking out 20,000-30,000 at the kiosk. You know what I mean? Like what's like some of those caps that people could think that, you know, people may see like, oh, that's only making that $10,000. Like, but what's some of the things you can actually do with a store, like number wise? Like, what's been one of your best months, I would say?
One of my best months was 100.
At the store?
Did 100 in the store.
Man, that's crazy. And like, a lot of people can't even fathom to imagine that, you know, that you could do $100,000 at a physical location, because we talk about how you can expand so much online and how, you know, Another thing that was is only so many actual transactions that we could do at the kiosk at that time. Like if the kiosk was full, we'd have to get more people to check everybody out. And so we always talk about how like you could check out 1,000 people at one time online. Yeah. But like to be able to see, you know, like people coming in and support and it being able to do numbers like that, people that we just going to show you like how literally in your local, like we're not even talking online right now. Like we're not even talking online and we talking big numbers right now. We literally talking about you creating your brand where you are, building that local awareness, doing these pop-up shops, figuring out a way to get sales on a day-to-day basis, whether that's a kiosk, whether that's opening up a store, but you have to be able to put your product in position to make sales every day. And once you begin to do those collaborations and partnerships and build a base around your brand, like it's endless. Like the possibilities are endless. Like, and talk about the community around Humble Religion, like the community that you've been able to create with being in this area and becoming the local celebrity in this area with your brand.
So man, basically, like when you say community, like the people that support the brand. Basically, like it go back to what I was saying, making people feel a part of the brand, and you know, showing like inside the brand of what I do. Sometimes on the daily, on my personal story, I show people, you know what I'm saying, just showing people how I really like got it out the mud and how I came from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? People love that. I show them I'm still like waiting on packages and just like little things like that. Making people feel like, show them the dirty work that I do. Sometimes I show them, but a lot of times, you know, you can't really record the dirty work. But yeah, I just try to show people like the ins and outs to make people like, dang, you know what I'm saying? He getting it for real. He ain't really just the big CEO or whatever who's sitting back letting employees do everything. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, we giving y'all a game right now. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, run us up. Don't forget, 60K is approaching fast too, man. It's approaching fast. Last time I checked, it was at like approaching 55K. So 5 more thousand subscribers, baby. We giving another lucky subscriber 100 free t-shirts. So make sure you tune in.
I know they're giving y'all a lot of game right now and a lot of gems, and I know y'all disappointed that we only dropping 1 video a week now. It's not 2 anymore, but don't worry, because we got our Facebook group, free Facebook group to be exact. I need you to go tap the link in the description right now if you want to get more exclusive content from the Worldly Gang. All right, hey, let's get back into it.
Hey, but before we really wrap up, like what if you had to do it all over again with your brand? Like what were some of those steps that you would want the people that starting out their brand, like what advice can you give them to skip a step? Like what mistakes you made that you wouldn't want them to make?
First, I would just want them to just start. You know what I'm saying? Because I did a lot of overthinking at first. I probably could have started way sooner. You know what I'm saying? And probably would have been more further than, you know what I'm saying, at certain points. You know what I'm saying? So basically, don't overthink. Just start. You're gonna deal with highs and lows, ups and downs, just it's trial and error. So like that'll be the main thing. And I say consistency, dog. Just staying consistent. Don't just drop one thing and then we don't hear from you in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Keep the water running. Keep the water running.
And some advice that I give with the consistency stuff is like we talk about your database all the time. And if you don't like send a message to your database or allow them to know what you got going on or keeping them in the loop, they become cold. And they're going to go to somebody else who is giving them exactly what they need. So you should be at least touching your customers once a week, bare minimum. Whether that's saying thank you, whether that's saying we appreciate you, whether that's offering, you know, we did this in the community or new product. But like it's something that you should be doing for the people that you have because they subscribe for a reason. They said that they wanted to receive notifications and updates for a reason, but if you never give them any, you become, you know, out of sight, out of mind. And nobody's gonna come looking for you. And especially in a digital age, there's so much stuff, right? Like you go on your phone, it's just like so much.
You could zone out.
Like literally, you just be scrolling for days to where like you're not even thinking about what just happened, the brand that you liked a month ago that, you know, never reach back, follow back. You bought someone, and it's the thing. Those people probably purchased from you. So there's somebody that already purchased from you, and you already know they're willing to spend the money with you, and you not even reaching back out, or you're not even communicating like, this is what we doing. You know, I think with us, we continue to like elevate the brand, and we were comfortable with growing. Not saying of course we want to grow fast, but at the end of the day, like we talked about, you know, starting with that one design and building out that one design, and then getting more people to know about that, and then being able to offer more now that you got a bigger audience. Some people, they're in a rush for the success tomorrow or today. They want it today.
Today, yeah.
And
I got another thing too. When you starting a brand, don't focus on so many items. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it narrow, keep it short and sweet. You know what I'm saying? So people can know what the brand is.
Yep.
So I think like y'all boys was even telling me one time, like if you got so many pieces, nobody really don't know, especially starting out.
Yep.
If you got so many pieces, nobody don't really know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Or people can't
because it's
focus
confusing.
Right.
Yeah. So it's really about putting that why out there. Like now, you know, people buy Humble Religion, just the name.
Right.
Because they know what you stand for.
Right.
People buy World and Vision at this point because they know what we stand for.
Right.
So when you stand for something, that gives people direction to follow. But if you have so many things and your message is not clear, your why isn't clear, it's hard for somebody to follow what you're doing. And it's hard for them to support it. Right. So even with yourself, if you don't know your why, now that's why you don't know why you sending out emails every week. Because you don't even know what you want to send them, because you don't have anything that your brand is standing on.
Right.
So once your brand stand on something, and it's for us is trusting in your vision, and that we provide original designs and branded fashion apparel to urban youth who feel stagnant and trapped. So if we providing original designs and branded fashion apparel to urban youth who feel stagnant and trapped. The thing is stagnant and trapped. How do you help those people? They need guidance. They need information. So that's the reason why starting this podcast wasn't nothing that was outside of our lane. Right. It was what we already was here to do, because we knew that we wanted to cater to our audience who feel stagnant and trapped, and which was once us. And with information, we were able to go farther. So it wasn't until we got in a business accelerator program that we learned what to really do. Because to us, just having your LLC paper, you in business, baby.
Right.
You know what I mean? You go get your debit card, you like, I'm in business. You know, no money in it or not. You just like, I have a business.
Yeah.
But like, just saying you having a business,
that's not it.
And actually running and doing what it takes to maintain that business, because that's what it is. You may have the business, you may have started the business, but maintaining the business is what we didn't understand. And getting and putting ourselves, basically, we got mentored and coached and had to learn from other people the stuff that we didn't. And that's a lot, like, you know, we have these conversations, like we learn from each other. Like we call each other, ask each other questions. Right. And a lot of people watching this podcast, they don't call anybody. Right. Or they don't ask anybody. Right. You know, and that's a issue. Putting yourself, that go back to putting yourself in the right environment, putting yourself in the right opportunity, because you have to be receiving information. You have to be, like Michael Jordan had a coach. Right. You know what I mean? All the greatest people have coaches. You can't never stop learning. You can't never stop. Even Moneybagg Yo said that the other day. Yeah. No matter how, Moneybagg Yo, he said no matter how big you is, you always can learn. Because it's always gonna be something that somebody else can do better. Right. Like I had watched a documentary on Kobe, and they were saying he was studying somebody's move. I'm not sure what move it was, what player it was at that time, but he was watching it over and over, and he was admiring like how that person was doing that so amazing that he wanted to study it to mimic it. So like Kobe and even Kyrie mimic Kobe. Like all of these players have other people in their game, which elevates their game. They're not just put your own twist to it. Put your own twist to it. They're not just coming up with something just. This what they feel like. Right. A lot of things is I feel like this right, or I think that this right, instead of actually going to the people where they know that is right. You know what I mean? We get misguided by not going to the person that's doing what you want to do. and go and get advice from your closest friend, or go and get advice from mom and dad, which, like I said, if they don't know exactly what you want to do, it's hard for somebody to give you advice or give you the blueprint on what to do if they never done it.
Right.
And a lot of that is in, everywhere. It's not just in clothes, but it's everywhere. So when you get your brand started in anything, I advise that you put yourself around somebody that's doing what you want to do.
Right.
And not like just asking anybody the question of, do you like this? Like, ask a clothing brand owner, do they like it? Because they may have the eye for design.
Fashion, yeah.
And that's just like iceberg stuff. So you have to put yourself in position to get knowledge and put yourself in position to be around the people that's doing the things that you want to do. So it's crazy, man.
I got a couple questions for y'all. Would y'all ever get a flagship store?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and we talk about it all the time. Like right now for us is go back to like that, not saying waiting, but being patient for the right moment to do it.
Right.
Because we can always just, we not in a rush to be something that we not. Because we already know that. We could go back out, get the kiosks, get sales going, and transfer that to get in the store. But right now our goal is to continue to kind of stay, I would say, more flexible. So what the kiosk offer is short-term leasing. So I'm not sure when you get this, if you have to sign like a 2-3 year lease.
Right.
With the kiosk, I get 3 months. So if I just want to put myself in that area to build my brand, to truly convert them then to online, and then once we feel like we got a real good solid base in those areas, putting those flagship stores. So just thinking about it in that way. You don't, and a lot of people, and that's what we're saying, like, you don't have to be in a rush. Like, if you don't even have your brand going right now, you shouldn't even be thinking about a store.
Nah.
You should be thinking about getting product, getting on these streets and doing pop-up shops.
Just having a store. Some people think just this the goal right here. It's not the goal. It's like you gotta get a store when you need a store.
Yeah.
You don't get a store because you want a store.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like with us, we was in the warehouse first. So the brand wasn't accessible. It was just straight online. People come through every now and then, but it was just like it got too hectic on like the local part. So that was like, damn, we moved into. I needed a store.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like I wouldn't influence nobody to rush and get a store if they just starting their brand, or you just got the money to do it. Don't rush into getting a store. Yep.
And before we get out of here, because something you hit big on was mindset. Like, you guys have to realize your mindset is everything. Your mindset is going to ultimately get you to where you need to be. And why we talk about environment is so key, because who's feeding your mind, or what your mind is being fed, is so very important. And like, we challenging y'all right now. You probably didn't watch 10 videos, and if you haven't took action yet, that's a mindset. It's not nothing wrong with you. It's just that you don't have the mindset yet to watch this video and immediately go take action on the stuff that you learn. All right. And so that's what we train. That's what we right now we doing. We training you to get the mindset, to develop the mindset of abundance. Like, we read the book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Right.
And it talked about scarcity and it talked about abundance. And when we was doing our brand, before we actually read that book, I would say we had a scarcity mindset. And what I mean by that is thinking that, like, if they got another brand, or they in the same city, or they gonna take the money. They gonna get the customers. Or
what I always learned, what my mama always taught me, she said, she always say, like, McDonald's and Chick-fil-A right next to each other. It's a gas station across the street from a gas station, across the street from another gas station, across the street from another gas station.
Yep.
So like, it's enough money to go around. That's why I ain't scared to collab with nobody or communicate with nobody, because they doing the same thing that I'm doing. It really don't matter.
Yep. And it's different lanes. So
right.
So like, having that scarcity mindset is also like having like a lot of, a fear of like a not enough. Like, you know what I mean? As in like this, I say having that scarcity mindset is more like thinking like this isn't enough, and we gonna lose out. It's always a sense of like losing out or not having more of. So like thinking like a scarcity mindset thing, we could do it all by ourselves. A lot of people, when they first starting it off, they literally want to do everything.
That's how it was.
They want to do everything, and that's like a real. And we had to think of abundance, like we ain't gonna be able to do it by ourselves. Whether we gotta pay for some lunch, we started out paying people lunch, giving them merch, to paying $7.25 minimum wage in Louisiana, to like help us. But like we realized that we're not gonna be able to do this alone. And that's a scarcity mindset. And when you think about abundance, we ask all the time, do you want to go far or do you want to go fast? Right. Or do you want to go fast and far? Right. To go fast and far is going to take a group of people. Right. You could go fast by yourself or you could go far by yourself. It may take you longer. But if you want to go fast and far, it's going to take a group of people, a unit. That's one of our core values, unity. Like, so building a strong, a strong amount of people around us that help. Like, your team is very important. A lot of you people aren't willing to elevate. We call it delegate to elevate. So y'all not elevating because y'all not delegating. Right. You continuing to do everything yourself. As in, like you steady saying, I'm going to ship out all these orders. I'm going to do the customer service. It won't happen. Instead of open your mind to abundance and saying, like, what's the possibilities to get this done in another way? You get what it's always, we stuck in our ways. A lot of you guys watching this, y'all stuck in y'all ways. And in this video, we about to get y'all out of y'all ways. Y'all stuck in y'all ways. You got to think, you got to know sometimes that, like, you don't have the answers.
It's only so far you can go by yourself.
Yes. Yes.
So you cap out.
It's crazy, man. Hey, we just gave y'all jewels, tips, everything you needed.
Get you a team.
Get you a team, all right? Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, though. Run us up. 60K approaching, baby. Hey, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. I'm on the beach. My feet kick back. Hey, so I'm enjoying it right now. Thank y'all. World of Vision, we out.